So, typical stuttering triggers that I see very, very regularly with children are our very basic ones: fatigue, excitement, upset, um, sound and noise, light, sensory overload, physical injury or illness, particularly even before a child gets sick. We'll often see numbers starting to climb as their immune system is struggling to fight off whatever it is that they're coming down with. Change and newness, things like starting school, new baby in the home, a holiday, things that are new to their environment can often be a big trigger for a lot of children. Language and complexity overload. So if you have a child that wants to tell you big, long stories, if they have a lot of complexity within their language structures and they really want to talk to you about, that is a really big trigger for a lot of children. So I really like to use some of the proformas that are in Module 1, at the end of Module 1, where it looks at those different categories of things, whether it's, emotional triggers. Maybe your child is triggered by their big emotions. Is it neurological triggers like sensory information or stress? Is it more physical triggers like illness, fatigue, hunger, injury? Or is it potentially language and cognitive overload, like memory or complexity, narratives, those sorts of things? So there is a part in Module 1 at the end where you can look and really start to map, where do you see your child being triggered into more stuttering? And that can take some time to be able to kind of map that out. It's not something you need to have all the answers for straight away, because you will see things happening over time that will give you that information. So then we also want to have a look at, when we're thinking of, what triggers our child, is we want to look at it from a perspective of, where do we see their stuttering actually change? So it might be in the moment. It might be something really subtle, like they were trying to tell their friend something and their friend turned away ever so slightly, or they lost interest, or something's happening dynamically between your child and who they're talking to. So sometimes we can have those interpersonal triggers as well. But sometimes it's all of those for a child. They can have any number of those triggers be something that increases their stuttering. And for others, it might be only one or two. So you will start to be able to map and know, where do you see these triggers happening in your child? And then that's when we can use that information to start to think about, where can we reduce down these things that we know are causing an overload in their system. So if that's things like, fatigue, like I said before, where can we reduce down the things that are causing the fatigue? If it's sensory, can we help them to ask us to, clean their hands, or can we check the tags in the back of their clothes, cut out before they wear their shirt? Whatever it might be, once we start to know what our child's triggers are, then we can start to preemptively come in and support them.